So that is largely coming from our large partnership that we signed with Loris Labs earlier this year, and we're starting to see the revenue growth from through that R&D partnership. And then we just recently announced a opportunity in a new sector for us in the biopesticides.
All right, welcome back inside our proactive newsroom. Joining me now is Dr. Chris Seville. He is the CEO of Willow Bioscience. And Dr. Seville, great to see you again. How are you?
I'm great. Good to see you as well, Steve. How you been?
I've been doing very, very well, and excited to read the news about the company as you put out your financial numbers, record revenue growth, some strategic announcements, obviously some more growth expected for the rest of this year. It sounds like things are really progressing the way you had hoped.
Yeah, Q2 was a great quarter for us, and that we're finally starting to see the fruits of our labor here. A little over a year ago, we set out with this platform model, establishing, working with partners with a real focus on commercialization through partnership and focusing on partnerships that bring in near-term revenue, but also provide a long-term upside. And we're finally starting to see that come to fruition for us right now with a very large growth in revenue through these partnerships and just a really diverse pipeline of opportunities that provide an upside for the future. So it's really quite exciting right now.
Yeah, a 660% increase of the same quarter last year as far as record revenue is concerned. So is that really based on the partnerships that you've been announced, including the one most recent?
Yeah, so that is largely coming from our large partnership that we signed with Loris Labs earlier this year, and we're starting to see the revenue growth from through that R&D partnership. And then we just recently announced a opportunity in a new sector for us in the biopesticide sector, which really just started just subsequent to Q2, just started in Q3. So, and that's another large partnership that will only start to see our revenue growth continue to grow through 24 and into 25. So we expect to add some more programs to that as well as we grow the revenue.
Chris, are people starting to understand how the company is going to progress forward? Because obviously you mentioned, and you and I have talked in the past about these partnerships and why they mean so much to the company, but more so when you show revenue from them already and you offered some guidance at potentially $4 billion by the end of this year as well, it really starts to show the plan succeeding the way you were hoping it would.
Yeah, and I hope that people start to see that. So we set out focused. We're growing revenue. We've got our costs under control. We continue to reduce our costs and increase efficiency. We brought a team in that can execute on these programs so that we can realize this near-term revenue, but also get to the long-term upside that the way we structure these programs. I think what we need to do now is really just get the message out there about Willow, start telling people the story, and now we can point to the data and the results that show that, hey, we set out on this strategy and we're executing on it, and the future looks bright for us. And so we have a lot of great things to point to right now.
Yeah. And lastly on that, I just wanted you to sort of reiterate to people about your technology and why companies are coming to you for these types of partnerships.
Yeah, I think, I think where we really shine is our ability to identify where biology can help. We can come up with a practical solution. Biology can't solve everything. Chemistry is great, extraction can be great. Where biology works, it works really well. And where we shine is finding the spot, that area where the biology can bring a lot of value, increase sustainability, improved efficiency, reduce costs. And people are now starting to recognize that's the value that we bring. We find something that's practical, we can execute on it, and we can bring it to commercial reality quite quickly. And as I always say, the enzymes and the organisms don't know what the ingredient does. So whether it's for pharma or for food or for biopesticides, the opportunities for us are really endless in all of these new sectors by deploying our platform and our technology.
Absolutely. Makes a lot of sense. Chris, thank you so much. Congratulations on this. Off to a great start this year. We look forward to more conversations very soon. Okay.
Thanks again, Steve. It's always a pleasure to chat with you.
All right, Dr. Chris Savelle, the CEO of Willow Bioscience.